Okay. Okay. Welcome everybody. Let's just pick up what do we do the past few days. First we said what is the difference between Emuna and Bitachon? Emuna is belief in Hashem. Bitachon is to rely on Hashem. Emuna is theory, and Bitachon is when you actually put it into your life and make it practical. Um, and rely on Hashem. And then so Shaar Bitachon started speaking about what are the benefits of Bitachon. Um, and the spiritual benefits of bitachon. And the first benefit he lays out is that when you have bitachon, you have menuchos nefesh, you have this tranquility, the ability to be calm and to fully rely on Hashem. If you rely on Hashem, He will provide for you. But if you don't rely on Hakadosh Baruch Hu, and instead you rely on something else, then God says, "Okay, rely on them, and I'll remove my divine providence from you." And would you rather rely on God or would you rather rely on someone who's limited? So we continue today with the Shaar Bitachon, and he says, he's continuing in this first spiritual benefit about to have tranquility. He says, if instead, likewise, this is we were talking about placing your trust in other people. He says this is a person who places his trust in himself, in his own wisdom, his own clever tactics, his own physical strength. So what's going to happen eventually is you're going to toil in vain and you're going to exhaust yourself because Hashem will leave you without aid for his help. And once you're left to your own devices, your strategies will eventually be limited because we know we are limited beings. Hashem traps the wise in their shrewdness. People who think they're so wise, they think that they're capable of anything, but Hashem is obviously the all capable. V'amar shafti v'ro tachas hashemesh ki lo lekalim hameretz v'lo gibrim hamilchama v'gam lo chachamim lahem. He quotes a pasuk in Koheles, which talks about the limitations of man's strength and wisdom. Once more I
That
saw
his brother?
the pasuk says, "Once more I saw under the sun that the race is not won by the swift, nor the battle by the strong, nor does bread come to the wise, nor riches to the intelligent." That's not who ends up succeeding. It's not the wise. It's not the wealthy. It's those who have bitachon in Hashem, those who rely on Hashem. V'amar kfim rasha v'ra'ivu, as we say in benching, that the young lions they may want and hunger. Rashu v'ra'ivu. V'dorashei Hashem lo yasrichoto. Those who seek out on Hashem, they're not going to be lacking anything. Um, so those are the people who trust in themselves. And then he says another thing a person might rely on instead of trusting in Hashem is v'mivtach b'rov osho. A lot of people place their trust in their wealth. So if you place your trust in your wealth, you also. So what's going to happen is his wealth may be taken from him and left for others to enjoy. Kmo shamar hakasav asher yishkav lo yasef pakach inenu. A rich man may be bedridden but not gathered in when he opens his eyes. Ve'amar tigal hasher bin chadal. Do not wear yourself to become rich. Refrain from relying on your own understanding. Ve'amar hasatif einecha bo veinenu. You cast your eyes upon wealth and it is gone. Ve'omar b'chatzi yama v'yazvenu v'achri so yudnava. And he quotes another pasuk that says, in the middle of his days, it will leave him, and he will be considered a scoundrel. He's basically quoting these psukim to tell you
He's
that
joined
the
every.
wealth, the
That
wealth,
was the first thing.
the wealth doesn't, person's wealth is not infinite, doesn't last forever. So it doesn't make sense to rely on your own wealth. Oh, what else could happen? Even if somebody's wealth isn't taken from them. Oh, timana mimenu hanasaba. What can happen is that a person who places trust in his wealth, he may not lose it, but he may lose the ability to benefit from it. Kasher amar chacham lo yishlitzenu elokim lechol mimenu. A pasuk in Koheles that says Hashem did not give him the means to enjoy his wealth. And what's going to happen is the money will remain for him as a deposit, as he's just someone who's watching over it. So he quotes these psukim in Eov to say that this person may prepare and amass this wealth, but he may not have the ability to enjoy it. Okay, so to finish off, we'll stop there, but we'll say that what we saw today is that those who those who place trust not in Hashem, but instead on their own capabilities or in their wealth, also are going to lose the divine providence and help from Hashem. Let's stop there.